Well, like this is like recording. No, this was just like us just talking. There we go.
You can't, it's gotta be an official with, yeah. it should
Transparency.
be an official.
Exciting.
Okay, we're live.
Hi, everyone. Happy Halloween. Is that someone talking to us?
Feedback.
Oh, well, that was exciting. I talked to myself all day.
You do?
Are there any pecuniary interests?
None known.
Okay, perfect. New business, board action plan. Today, we're going to be discussing potential areas of focus for the next 4 years for the detachment of the Point Edward OPP, and we're forwarding our input to the inspector. The following questions may act as a starting point for our discussions. I'm not going to read through all these because what we'll do is as we go through each one, we'll just discuss it at that time. Okay, perfect. The general, so we were given 4 different areas that we're supposed to discuss. First one is general. And what do we see as priorities for policing and community safety in our area over the next 4 years? Do we want to do the whole thing? What has our detachment done well?
No, I think we should do one by one.
Yeah.
Okay, so one by one. What do we see as priorities for policing over the next 4 years? So, oh, yep,
We're just gonna elicit responses.
Yep.
Yeah, one of mine was like to continue to strengthen the community ties to, to maintain community policing.
I know that traffic safety is an issue in Point Edward, so I'm focusing on high-risk driving behaviors to reduce serious injuries and fatalities. That was one of mine.
I had vagrant crime and homelessness.
Yeah, I had that too, but the next section is on crime, so I was focused on some of that.
I also think visibility and engagement to enhance the police presence and accessibility to foster public trust and confidence.
I also had visibility.
Visibility engagement, do that again.
Enhancing police presence and accessibility to foster public trust and confidence.
One more time. To
Enhance police presence and accessibility to foster public trust and confidence. That seems to be big, right? Like
Yeah.
people want to see the police, they want to know they're there, they want to be able to trust them and go to them. Otherwise, people won't go to the police, and then we're just gonna.
I think
We've always,
we're
throughout the years, we've always had positive feedback when the citizens have seen them on their bicycles,
Yes.
when they walked up and down Michigan Avenue, even around the side streets and stuff like that. So
The more visibility, the better.
I think to tie in with your point there, Carolyn, it's also a better response to the non-emergency calls. We've had 2 specific examples in this calendar year of non-emergency calls going to our OPP detachment and not being followed up in the same day. So I think that ties back to your whole confidence. If you're not getting a response at all, you're not going to call anymore. You need to find a better system. That's key.
I think we have to weigh that with the hundreds and hundreds of calls that are responded to. Like we're taking 2 that are in isolation.
No, perhaps. I don't think it's hundreds and hundreds
Well,
of non-emergency calls.
But then he also,
yeah.
I also came back with an explanation and an apology
yeah,
on the service.
and it's corrected.
Talk to the whole
Yeah.
detachment
Well, see if it's corrected.
to correct
See if
it.
it's correct.
Yeah, so
Well, and I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't know I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what, but again, it doesn't matter what police force you're with. It doesn't matter if you're with Sarnia, OPP, whatever, they're busy. They're busy doing, and it doesn't excuse people not following up. But if they're getting pulled this way and that way and this way, and they have paperwork to fill out for this and things to do for that, if it's not an emergency thing, I can see them not getting back right then, but there should be follow-up coming.
Well, that or we need to somehow educate our people as to what an emergency versus non-emergency is. I mean, the expectation, if you're making a phone call to the OPP, you like to think you're going to contact the same day. Otherwise,
Well, but what happens too, Doug, is sometimes, like my neighbor called because there was an issue on our street and nobody came. But the OPP had responded. What they did was they went and because they said that people were heading southbound. So the OPP went southbound and whatever, and they actually got the people, did whatever, dealt with them, did their thing, and then they didn't follow up with my neighbors, but they went and responded. Yes, they should have responded to my neighbors who called,
Right.
but by not going to their house to take their statement, by going whatever, they caught the people and were able to fix the issue. So I think sometimes we think they're not responding, and I had done the same thing, they didn't respond, and then they said, oh, well, here's what happened. So the police did respond, but they didn't go physically speak to my neighbors.
Sure.
But it does go through to communication, and communication is key. And it's very important that we keep communication rules open so that everybody,
I mean, like, that is a great point, but if someone thinks that they haven't come, despite the success, you're
Yeah,
still having a.
yeah.
well, that's the
You know.
same thing. My neighbor didn't think they came,
Right,
and they
they
were
tell
like,
everybody.
So that's still, exactly, so I
Yeah.
mean, that's still, in my
Yeah.
mind, that's maybe a success from the arrest point of view,
Yeah.
it's not a success from the
Cause you
community.
didn't
community
close
point of
it,
view.
you didn't close out.
That's right.
Question. A response, could it be made in a telephone call as opposed to in person?
Absolutely.
Just to,
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
That-
it's just any way
That's the
to,
practice they do now often. We're in the weeds right now.
yeah, okay.
because
So,
I think both of those examples that we trying to talk about. I think the simplest way would have been a quick telephone call. Look, we're working on it, we're back here in the story.
so then for listing of this, we have enhancing police presence and accessibility to foster public trust and confidence. And I also think that we should add ensuring follow-up.
Yeah, I got that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As a separate line
And
item.
maintain and improve communication with residents following calls for service.
Yes. Yes. And can we say something like we'd like 100% follow-up? Can you say that?
You know,
No, I don't
it
think,
just gives them a goal.
I don't think, A, we're not supposed to push their operational stuff.
Yeah.
And B, this is a high level action plan.
Yep.
And it's allow them to make the metrics and all that stuff.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, do we have anything else that we want to see that falls under that question? Okay, then I'm gonna move on to the next question. If you do want to go back to something, just let me know. What has our detachment done well over the last few years that we would like to see continue?
community engagement, like the outreach at Bridgie School.
Yeah.
They're doing that, and that's well received.
And I think that they do a good job with community. They had the police down at the Canada Day.
Yeah.
I think that those are the strengths that we have. Again, visibility is key.
And even in the last month, I've probably seen 3 times them walking along the trail by the yacht club and that, and well, on the trail. So that's something that we had asked for before, and that they responded by increasing the bikes and the yachting patrols. So that for the visibility, and they're doing that.
I put down about how they responded to all the traffic concerns and brought data back about what was truly out there, so.
That's good. Yeah.
Their continued engagement by informing the community about scams and other things where they have the sessions like we've had, stuff like that.
Yeah, I added that one as well. Yeah.
Perfect.
I put community outreach at our school and community presentations.
Yeah, sometimes in the past they've done bike rodeo,
Mhm.
so I like to
That's in May.
yeah, so things like that are everybody sees and participates, and it's goodwill.
And when they're done annually, they look forward to it, to them.
Yeah,
Does anybody have anything else that they would like to add on to this?
I was just gonna add that they're open and candid with the board,
Yeah.
right? There's no hidden agenda type thing, like what happens we hear about, so
yeah, they share as much information with us as they can
Yeah.
when you ask a question.
Perfect. And I think also they do have good leadership that like communicates everything.
yeah, I'll put, why don't we put that in as a, like, what has everyone done well over the past few years, and say,
Strong leadership.
appointed strong leadership.
But that goes 2 ways too. Like council and this board also communicate with them very
Yep.
strongly. Okay, so that's where the respect comes in. There's
So I'll-
respect both ways.
yeah. So I had open and candid discussions with the board, and I'll say good information sharing between council and the board.
Perfect.
Council, residents, and the board.
Anything else that people have for that question? Okay, the next one is, where are there opportunities for our detachment to better serve the community over the next 4 years? And I think that on this, I know that we had this in under number 1, but I would again put a follow-up to
Yep.
all calls.
Yeah, that's simple too.
I think continue improving communication. I mean, it's good, but you can always, so continuing to improve communication and outreach. I was gonna say, yeah.
Um, I think just increasing foot and bike patrol, it's very well received. It's funny, a police officer can drive by you 10 times in a cruiser, nobody makes a social media post, but when they walk by your house, it's like, oh my God, there's a policeman on the sidewalk, right?
Yeah.
So,
And followed up by 3 or 4 others after that.
yeah.
We'll also say that, I agree that the visibility has increased over the last couple of years in Point Edward, but I find it very cyclical based on the season, I think. Basically, it's late spring, all of summer, into fall, they're very visible. Biking, patrolling, walking, this and that. Just the winter, it's just a deep freeze and you don't see it then. I don't know if there's as many opportunities to be as visible, but it does decline.
You'd be surprised at how many hours they do foot patrol in the winter, and it shocked me. I had no clue. Until at nighttime they caught like people over here on Kendall. And I think it was last January or February, they had something like 28 hours of foot patrol. And I was shocked. And what happened was there had been people calling in about issues over on Kendall, and they just upped their foot patrol and they were catching people. So we don't see them because it's in the middle of the night. But I was shocked actually at how many hours, but that doesn't help visibility.
It does not.
But they're still doing the foot patrol.
Right.
So I don't think it necessarily stops because it's winter. It might just change its course.
The other thing too is we're all in our houses,
Well, that's-
so they might walk by and we don't see them, right? Like we're not out either, so.
So we're gonna have to rely on the reporting.
Or we could all just sit outside and watch
Yeah.
for them.
You know, when they do the reporting, then we can know what,
Can't have a fire after.
how many hours.
How do we feel about, so parking in our community? Like infractions, but they don't enforce bylaw, but they will on a complaint basis. Do we want to see them like do a little more parking enforcement or ask for that, or are we okay with the way parking is done now?
I have not had any issues brought to me.
Yeah.
By any residents, and I don't see there being any issues, but
I know over by the DMI, there's still ongoing issues. Staff all park in the
Yeah.
2-hour parking. Like if you go over there at 8 a.m. in the morning, the whole around the building is full of cars and the staff park there rather than pay the $2 to go into the lot. or
Well, even
whatever.
the free parking, because they won't walk to the end,
Yeah,
and it's all free down there.
yeah.
The ones that get me that though, it's like if anything's very, like, you know, about not on a trailer sitting for days.
Mhm.
I would like if they were proactive rather than we say, hey, can you deal with that boat? Those ones that,
Okay.
this week there was a trailer on Michigan Ave, black trailer, not hooked up to anything. You come along in the dark. You know, it was hard to see, and then Monday I was going to send a note or complain, and it was gone. So I don't know if it was gone naturally or if someone did something, but the ones that are right like that are easier for them to deal with.
Yeah, non-car,
Well, it was a black trailer.
no, but I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Non-car issues.
Yeah.
So I just wrote proactive approach to parking infractions, including exceeding the 2 and 24-hour limits, trailers on roadways, etc.
one thing that I think could be in there, and I don't know how to make it next level, is if there is a crime committed, I would like to see like fingerprinting and stuff done. because the OPP will choose when to fingerprint. And if there's a break-in, even if there's stuff found, they don't always, because there's not a fingerprint team here, they come from Chatham, they don't always send people. So if there's a way to request that,
We're falling into operations
I
again.
know.
That's,
Yeah,
we can't direct
you have
operations.
to let them,
We can say
yeah,
something like
give it your full.
thorough investigations,
okay,
But-
investigations. then.
but how do we know they're not doing that?
Yeah.
And well, I
Okay.
trust the experts to know if fingerprints are going to be beneficial,
I
right?
mean, I would have no idea.
Yeah,
But if they're not doing fingerprints and somebody's been broken into,
I think they would. I don't know. I'll put it down, but
There's probably a better way to phrase it. I see what you're saying, Caroline. Probably just a better way to get it to the high level. I agree.
that's why I know that's very basic, and I know we're not supposed to do basic.
Yeah.
But again, if a business gets broken into, they don't choose to send the team down from Chatham, and I don't just mean business, I mean house as well.
Right.
But they won't send the Chatham team unless whatever. And even if there's paraphernalia and things left inside, so again, I don't know how to, whatever. Word it somehow.
so here's what I've tried. Conduct thorough investigations of crimes using specialized teams as required.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at you. Oh my God, so
I
much
have a
more than just a
future.
pretty
AI,
face.
Just that, it's the AI.
He's got
It's AI. Oh, yeah, I got AI going. Yeah, yeah.
You got AI.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen me type anything?
Okay, is there anything else that we see as opportunities to better serve our community over the next 4 years? I think no, because I think they do a great job with our ride programs as well. And I don't know if we,
Yeah, and I put in continue with proactive and targeted traffic enforcement regarding speed. I'll put ride checks and Highway Traffic Act violations.
Yes,
right?
please.
So
yeah, okay. So now we're on to the header called crime. What types of crime do we feel are impacting our community most right now? I would say property related offenses, substance misuse. And I do know there has been some trafficking in the hotels that they were looking at before. I don't know if that's been recent.
human or drug or both.
Both.
Okay.
And fraud. So to me, those would be the,
Yeah.
but I do know that other people are gonna say speeding.
Yeah.
I don't see speeding as an issue, especially now with the roads, you can't,
I know.
so I don't know, but it's a village-wide thing, so maybe add speeding.
We can. I agree. I think there's a misconception that people are racing around here. There'll always be some people who drive like idiots, and there are people who obey the speed limit. No.
And it's the same in every single community.
Every community.
We're
yeah.
not unique in that.
Yeah. I'm sure out in Oil Springs,
I can speak for myself. When I go down St. Clair now and I'm going 50 kilometers, I feel like I'm going a lot faster
yes.
because that one lane is a straight shot.
Mhm.
Now, over the last couple days, unfortunately, there's been someone parked in that area no one should park on that side of the street. You know,
Oh, there are,
dropping off something, you know.
Are signs
Amazon
going up there?
drivers.
You know,
You gotta look at signage.
I think there's signs, there
before-
should be signs already.
Yeah.
Mike put up some
There
signs
was
the other
some
day.
signs that I noticed yesterday that I
Yeah.
didn't see before.
And Jim, if the sign's there, it's like this. It's not like at 5 o'clock where the drivers can see it. It's right at 6 and sometimes even 6:30. So if we're going northbound, southbound, Or if I'm going toward the works garage,
Mhm.
I can't see that sign like
Yeah.
this. So it's gotta be at like 4:30, 5 o'clock as opposed to 6:30. And there's no signs between the right where the duty frees are and everything like that.
so what are some other crimes? Because we mentioned traffic, but traffic's not a
No.
crime.
No.
Like we're talking more. I'm really talking as property related offenses,
Property related
substance misuse, human and drug trafficking in the hotel areas,
And
fraud,
fraud.
and I put vandalism.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think.
Like
that-
bike thefts?
You touched all.
Well, that's-
That's
That's property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then emerging crime trends, what types of crime might impact us more, I would say,
Where'd you get that one?
Yeah, I think she just changed the words.
yeah,
Okay,
what type of crimes do you think might impact us more over cyber
Over
crime?
4
Like,
years.
you know how they're starting to now call up the phones and have
Yeah.
people's voices?
Yeah.
So I would say cyber crimes or technology,
yeah,
whatever.
do whatever.
Identity theft. Mental health. That's not a crime, but incidents, I think it's good to have the MHART, it's good to. So,
I'll put, mental health incidents that evolve into criminal activity.
yes,
But a lot of that stems from homelessness.
Yeah,
homelessness and drug abuse.
so should we say, yeah, drug abuse, yeah? Do we want to say homelessness and trespassing? Right.
We have to be careful how you word that, because homelessness isn't a crime, it's
No.
only a crime.
I'll just put trespassing.
That falls out of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like, you know, they cleaned up that tent city.
Yeah.
Like very quickly, a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. One call and they were down there and took care of it. So that was good response.
And should we put like substance abuse again? It is, well, yeah, it is a
It's
crime.
fallout.
Yeah,
It is a crime, and with substance abuse, it creates other things, right? People
Yeah.
break in, they.
okay.
I mean, probably more trafficking
Of,
of both
right,
humans and drugs.
yeah,
Trafficking, I mean, we are right on the corridor to the United States, and I can't see it getting better. So I'm assuming that would impact us more.
mhm,
And with more seniors in Point Edward, maybe violence against vulnerable persons.
Very good.
And domestic violence.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's
maybe
interesting,
if I want to live here anymore.
on our, well, then, this point, this one, on our last report. We didn't have any drug offenses,
I know that was weird, eh?
so, you know, like, it's not going up.
The only thing you have to keep that as a caution is no drug offenses were charged or
Right,
detected
right,
or, but they
right.
could still be happening,
Right.
but
It's ongoing.
oh, yeah,
It's just, we weren't lucky that month.
exactly, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it was.
Or they
it
weren't
was-
stupid,
It was a 2-month report, and there was
Well said.
something, but,
yeah.
Well said.
they did work with Sarnia on I think the Sarnia came in here and did an arrest,
Mhm.
but that's through that drug team. Where they work together collaboratively.
Does anybody have anything else for that one?
No, I don't think we need to do this list crime types that are relevant to the community and rank them.
We just said what.
Yeah,
We
it's
just-
Yeah.
We're just
We're
reiterating the
It's
same thing.
repetitions.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to rank them because like,
Well, it's not our job.
well, exactly, yeah, and a crime to you could be number 1, a crime to me could be number 7, same
Yeah.
crime, so yeah,
I think the way we're doing it right now is just outlining them.
yeah.
That's the way we should stay.
Okay, so now we are on to roadways, waterways, and trails. What have we noticed on our roadways, waterways, and trails that have impacts on our community safety?
I think we just discussed it earlier, with the foot patrols, bicycle
Yeah.
patrols, the constant. Once again, we're repeating what we said earlier.
Yeah.
So I would say that risky driving behaviors such as impairment, distraction, and aggressive driving remain the most significant.
Well, distracted and,
Impaired, distracted, and aggressive driving.
Yep.
And then maybe something about vehicles on the path not having proper safety equipment such as lights or bells.
Well, there's also occasions where there's people on the path on motorized vehicles, and like, I see more and more of that, and they're not all disability ones, like, but that's why they do those patrols. They keep an eye out for
All that.
the scooters and things that aren't allowed on the trail.
The scooters we see on Victoria Avenue, I know they're not doing 50 kilometers, but boy, they don't have helmets on.
They don't wear helmets.
But they're not, they don't have to.
I know, but they should.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
Yeah.
but the other thing is they don't have insurance, so if they get in an accident,
But wouldn't you have to have insurance?
no.
No.
That's the sad part, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a license, they don't have insurance, so if they plow into you, knock you down and you're paralyzed for the rest of your life, you have
That's what
nothing.
happened to Will's wife in Toronto. She got hit, and that's how they found her cancer, and then 6 weeks later, she's passed.
That's not good. Okay,
I can't speak to a whole lot on the waterway side of things here, but I know we get some data at the fire hall, but there are some arrests being made by people on the water.
And well, Greg and I both boat, and we got boarded this year, just as a check.
Yeah.
Show us your flares.
Yeah.
We hadn't had that for quite a while.
Right.
And it was like, I think it was a Sunday, and they were just going from boat to boat.
Mhm.
And then they gave the kids a free frisbee for coming on board, right?
Yeah.
But, the water seemed like I didn't see any incidents at all this year myself. It seemed really quiet.
Yeah.
There was lots of times I went, like, where are the people on a Saturday? Like, I don't know.
so I know that we're not going to rate them or rank them. But for roadways, waterways and trails, maybe something that we could suggest is just to make sure that they keep their increased presence on waterways and trails during the high use periods to ensure compliance and safety. And that goes to, asking people if they have their flares and their life jackets and their fire extinguisher on their boat. And making sure people have their proper stuff on their bikes, on the path and whatever.
Yep. So I put increased presence during high use season with vessel inspections on the water. I also added, and something I observed is like coming to the marinas on foot, bike or car. Like I'm at the marina a lot. When a cruiser does come in, it's like, what's going on? And never should it be like that, right? It should be like, oh, look, the police are here.
Yeah.
Just drive through the parking lots, make sure everything's okay. I know they're private property technically, but driving through is lets people know.
But you have to be able to get in the gate.
And I think they do have a car because I've seen them just drive right in. Yeah. I don't know if they have.
I know the fire department used to have. that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a key to get in the gate.
Perfect. Anything else anybody would like to back there?
Are we addressing trails enough? Like I've got in here,
Well, I would do the exact same thing that you just said for boats and do ditto for trails.
is it maintain and grow foot and bike patrols, use of motorized vehicles on trails that are not allowed, use of safety equipment on bikes, scooters, etc. And then, yeah, proactive patrols in marinas on foot or cruiser. And I'll say the same thing about
Proactive on the trails
Yeah.
during high use periods to ensure safety and
yep.
Yeah.
And I think in this specific section, we certainly talked about this a
Yeah.
lot, but
Vehicles, that's the big one.
I know, it's really.
the highway is, as far as I'm concerned, our biggest concern here.
Yeah, we've not even talked about Highway 402, which is our biggest.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
we've
right
had-
on here and that to me.
But it is a roadway, right? So,
Okay,
Like we've had 3 or 4 different
actually,
monthly discussions just about the fact that there've been
I'm gonna-
fatalities on the
I'm
highway.
going to move it up to the top of that list. How do we want to phrase that?
Just-
Continued involvement with 402.
I think that they really need to, and I know this is out of our hands and it's not an OPP thing, but we need to make sure that the local lanes, you're able to get to them and out of them. Safely. So when the trucks are backed up at Modeland and airport and you can't get to the local lane, that's a big problem. There needs to be a way that local traffic can move on our freeway freely. And they've done a great job up to Indian Road. So from Indian Road on, it's never an issue. It's getting to Indian Road that's the problem. So we need to somehow figure out a way for local traffic to be able to move freely on our highway. And we can say people should take the other roads and whatever, but we have a lot of businesses in this town that require people to come. And if people are gonna find it hard to get to Point Edward because Michigan Ave's closed and Rosedale was closed and Front Street's closed, and then they have the highway blocked, people aren't gonna come to our businesses. And we need our businesses.
The road work on the highway was supposed to, according to Joe at the bridge, was supposed to finish today.
Yes.
To start taking away all those pylons and that should help.
It would just be nice if they had of, when they were doing that project, added in the extra lane. And taken it right out past Moldent, because now they've just dug it all up. And they didn't even add another lane, and so there's still no local solution, because. Didn't look far enough down there.
Going back to pathways for a moment, I'd just like to reinforce what Bev said just earlier with regarding being more vigilant with the electric bikes. Because that seems to be a growing concern, because the drivers are getting younger.
Well, and now they have these motorized skateboards.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Like,
Motorized skateboards.
And wheels, like
And
Sarah.
hoverboards and so many things.
and again, no, nothing says you have to wear a helmet.
So I think to go back to the highway, Greg, we also need to make sure that they're enforcing distracted driving.
Wow, can you see my screen?
No, distracted driving's huge, right? That's why they're all banging
So I
into the
put-
back of each other, because they're trying to get their
Yeah.
paperwork ready to go.
I
for
put
the bridge.
increased enforcement of Highway 402, including marked lanes, distracted driving, etc. So.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a better way to communicate on that highway to local people, explaining local stuff. I don't know.
Sometimes the local people have to take responsibility for not being engaged, not making them self-aware. Like it works two ways. We can hammer it as much as we want, but they have to take responsibility as well. Like if you're going on a trip and you know that you're gonna get caught up at Molded, why aren't you getting off at Wyoming and taking London Line in?
Mhm.
I mean, you're a local.
Yeah, when my daughter was commuting from like Chatham area. On a Sunday, Monday, we would tell her, take Highway 40 and come up through downtown Sarnia
Yeah.
to come home. Because she would normally go up like Brigden Side Road or something, come in the highway, but we
And
knew,
that's great for people like us who know that.
Yes.
But we just had a great big 125th anniversary celebration at
Yeah.
Manly's, and I said to people, watch the highway. They had no clue what I was talking about. and
Yeah.
People got stuck in truck traffic.
yeah, exactly.
So if you're not from here,
Mhm.
is there a way to say bridge traffic backed up, get off at? So people who aren't from here, who don't know, because people come from town to go to eat
Or the
Indian
casino.
food,
Yeah.
or they go to the casino, or they go whatever, and then they make it a day trip.
Mhm.
And by having our highway backed up without anywhere for people from out of town to know where to get off, it doesn't help point our businesses.
So I put proactive response and alerts during times of known traffic congestion.
Yes. And even enforcing trucks not to block the lanes.
Yeah.
Because I've been out on the highway before and there's been an OPP car sitting there and the trucks were still blocking the lanes. And I know it's difficult to. But enforcement of lane walking.
I think to tie all that up as well is that people are, you talk about people come from out of town into town, but I think the people that are in town, that are from out of town, that are now going over to the States. I think the biggest safety issue is them getting on the highway at Indian or at Casino or at Front and thinking they have to get all the way over to the left.
Yeah,
When we have the local lane
Yes.
open.
I'm just
yeah,
Yeah, they don't know what a local
just
lane means.
waiting for
Yeah.
the accident to happen, watch them coming up, and it's just awful. And there's a better way to educate people as you're getting on those on ramps that are from out of town. Even the ones that are local that seem to do it, I can't.
Well, because they only reopened that local lane like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Before that lane was always closed.
Yeah.
And now it's been opened,
Yeah.
but people don't know.
That's right. That's
So again, local cars only,
this lane leads to the States, or however you want to say it.
but then what you gotta be careful of is that the trucks don't cut into it.
That's again,
Right. And if-
based on
And
And if they do, then they need to be ticketed.
like
Immediately.
The biggest lead up to an accident is that lane skipping. One way and the other.
They almost need some sort of a divider thing that the trucks can't cross into that local lane.
And Joe has told us they wanted Jersey barriers
Yeah.
to separate the local lane, and I think they're still pursuing it, but it's just, there's so many agencies
I
involved,
haven't
right?
seen a truck in the local lane at all.
Not anymore, no.
You
There-
won't see it
there's
until
zero
after the
color.
curve.
The original plan was for a local lane.
Yeah,
It was the next administration that kiboshed it.
yeah,
But the original plan back in 94, 95 was a dedicated local lane
mhm,
where we see Bridge Street that comes off of Light
Yeah.
and St. Clair.
yeah,
That was supposed to be a local lane, and when I mean local, Point Edward only.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So
at one
that,
point, didn't you have to show a card or something like that, or
The Nexus card.
a Nexus card got you through? Yeah,
so the only other thing that they could do that would make it easier is make it so that trucks cannot get on a Front Street. Ever.
right. But that's an MTO thing,
Yeah,
not
that's
an
kind of-
OPP.
But
That's
No.
what it was.
That's not in our site.
Yeah.
anyway, that would,
So for the one that says, what would you like to see on our roadways, waterways and trails, maybe say for, I just put see above. Because
Yeah.
we sort of combine those two together.
okay,
And then list traffic enforcement items that are relevant to the community and have them rank or rate them. We'll just not do that one either. Is that fair to everybody?
Mhm.
okay, so we're down to community safety and well-being. How can we improve our engagement and relationships with you, your group, your organizations and groups?
So that's asking them the questions.
They want to know how.
They can
we
improve their
improve it.
engagement with us.
Well, I was looking at how, we're asking
I think
them.
that we need to continue our collaboration,
Mhm.
open dialogue and shared initiatives.
Yeah, continual through.
I think more community or public presentations on topics is beneficial. We didn't have a huge crowd at the fraud one, but
I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
20 people.
yeah,
And then some people were saying you should have advertised more. And I thought,
Yeah, that goes back to their engagement.
we did advertise, like, I don't know, but anyway. The people that were there appreciated it,
mhm.
so we can look at doing it again. Maybe it was the wrong time of year or wrong night, I don't know.
Well, those excuses will always be there.
Yeah,
I think also when
Be
we
more than
continue to do
Yeah.
things like when they do the things in the mailboxes, they'll lock it or lose it. Those are all good things to remind people when there's issues.
well, that goes back to the fact that we had the presentation was what's new on this crime scene is cyber, more cyber and a fraud, so the fraud and the AI stuff. So they're on top of doing presentations because this is rising to the top of people getting cheated. So it's awareness of current incidents in crime.
Is it possible? And I'm taking this example from the Lambton Library Association, where we can develop a series. Like every Tuesday night, a topic. Especially concerning, this fraud and AI, because you can never drive that home enough.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say the same thing. I wish we could build a calendar at the start of the year of dates and topics that you could both advertise electronically and do one mail out. I think we have to remember our Point Edward citizenry is still old enough
Yeah.
that
They're not on.
our advertising isn't reaching people.
Well, they're not
Talking
all
about
on
me?
computers.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
myself. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know
Yeah.
how you advertise this stuff. I don't get anything, so.
Are you on constant contact?
No,
You
with
should be.
constant contact.
Yeah, it's great. The village sends an email out, like at least
Anything
once a
that's
week.
happening.
It's awesome. Everything's on there.
You just have to leave your email at the desk.
There you go. I see it. But
And
again,
so, like, if
I
the-
don't think it'll.
Tell me to do it, I'll put you on the list.
Sure.
Yeah, if something happened with garbage delivery or
Sure. Yeah,
something,
that's-
a note goes out.
And then
saying-
it appears just
Yeah.
minutes later on Loud and Proud.
Yeah, with somebody else's name.
I don't think we can be as sophisticated as a year, but we should try to work for a quarter, like for 3 months. And see if we can do one event in 1 month, like a series of 4
Yeah.
topics or whatever.
And I hear you, Louis, but I mean, you're giving an inspector who's writing a 4-year plan a chance to
Yeah.
build a year's worth of, I think it's
Well,
feasible. I mean,
No, that's why
The
we're
Service
putting it
Club
in
does
there.
it.
yeah.
I agree with you. That's why I'm just trying to think of the
Yeah.
realistic logistics of it.
Yeah.
Like they have to basically have to have a dedicated team to go around the different communities just to do that.
Well, I'm not looking for the rest of the community. I was like, fine. I mean, just for us.
Yeah.
Say, listen, you said it right. I mean. The third Tuesday is every month is at a location. Here's a topic and there you go.
Well, and maybe
As an
even if
example.
you don't have topic, because things change,
No.
right? Like if cyber's big this month, but you could say a police,
Well, yeah. But
whatever.
We're giving them a list of what we think their topics are for our community. With this thing we're doing today. So, you know, if things change, sure, it's ad hoc, but. We listed our priorities, so you'd like to think they'd put their topics around the priorities that we're telling them they have.
And again, I wouldn't think weekly and I wouldn't think
Yeah.
monthly, but I would be okay with quarterly. That's my take, quarterly.
Well, it's worth a discussion because they actually have a department, like the
Yeah,
fraud
they do.
presentation, there's a group that do those kind of outreach.
Yes,
So
exactly. And this is like an
they might
easy-
have things we're not even thinking about.
Yeah. This would be like an easy goal
Yeah,
achievement on
yeah,
their point.
yeah.
It's, well, let's just point our team and shoot. And
Do you know, one time, a few years back, they did a presentation on drugs. I still remember, like, a lot of what went on there, stuff I didn't know
Yeah.
about meth and that. And there was videos, and it was well attended.
So why don't we ask for that one
Yeah,
again, Beth?
it
It
was-
was good.
Wasn't it
yeah,
called the DARE program, drug awareness?
maybe it's like
That was at Bridgeview.
the young
Yeah.
girl that, she got hurt jumping a fence in high school and ended up addicted to drugs.
Right.
And her mother was a nurse, and like she was there talking. It was like really impactful.
Should we bring back Elmer, the safety elephant?
Well, he
I
has,
like them.
He was impactful. Yeah, I remember. We all remember, right?
I was safety patrol. I worked with Elmer.
So quarterly, is that good?
Well, again, I think we should the way I put it is,
Yeah.
consider a series of topics with regular fixed schedule to improve attendance and publish calendar in advance.
Okay, perfect.
And I also put annual lock it or lose it event at public parking lots or door to door, right? Where they go and inspect vehicles or hand out
Yeah.
pamphlets.
like I said, the continued presence at the bike rodeos and.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that was in the
Canada
first
Day,
section.
any of our local events.
our open house in Far Hill.
Mhm.
Do you think that there are groups or communities that we need to work more closely with? I think we just need to maintain with the youth, because I think it's very important that the youth feel safe with the police.
Well, they work with Bridgeview and they work with Fire.
Yeah.
Which are two groups that they interact with.
Mental health. We should-
Well, they are connected, but it's not Sarnia based, it's through the county. Mental health,
But they do have a lady who rides in the car,
yeah, my neighbor does.
an Emhart nurse.
So for that one, do you think there are groups, what I sort of wrote was, when I didn't say how to write, I actually wrote it. Point Edward ex-servicemen's club to address elderly, right? And Point Edward Optimist to conduct bike rodeos, and Bridgeview Public School to educate students like the former DARE program, which was the drug awareness one.
Pathways used to do a program too. I don't know if they did that this year. They did a bike type,
Oh, in our arena.
training or something, like how to ride a bike.
Yeah, that was just, I don't learn, had nothing to do with the
Nothing,
police.
okay.
Not that it couldn't.
No, but it
But
just,
it-
again, it's anything that we're doing that they could make a visit. But they have to know about it, so you let them know that you're doing it.
And then how do we think that we can strengthen our outreach and relationships with youth and other vulnerables? I think you kind of just said it there, Greg.
Mhm. So the one above that where it says, how can we improve our engagement and relations with you, your group? I put, continue to conduct the annual bike patrol training in the village of Point Edward. Because that always gets,
Yeah, that was like,
people love seeing
Yeah.
13 bikes go by, and we always promote that they're in the
Yeah.
community. And we're very good because we give them use of the arena at no charge. They use the fire hall as a gathering spot. So
they bought some bikes from the bike store on
Yes.
Michigan Ave.
yeah,
Well, That's
Which
the
was good.
that's the collaboration
Yeah.
that we need to promote
Yeah.
and throw in the forefront.
That's what he told me anyway, that the bikes,
Yeah.
some of their new.
Yeah, the
bikes-
fact that we-
What he said in the meeting here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
and the fact that we provide the arena at no charge, like some municipalities would charge you OPP for that, but I love the idea of having 13 police
Yeah.
officers ride their bikes around here for 3 days, right?
Learning how
And
to
they
ride
love
in
it
the
here
dark.
too,
Oh,
because
they
of the
do.
water and everything
Yeah,
else.
we got great
Yeah.
trails.
So our opportunities, are there groups, sorry, we're on the next one. Strengthen our outreach to the vulnerable community members. Do they do anything with like St. Clair Child Youth or Children's Aid, or like we have some pretty big social networks right here in Point Edward. I don't know if
I'm sure if they do, it's a very touchy situation
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the cars over there, so that's like through the work.
Yeah.
Like at the corner, the police are there a lot.
I just mean, is there any way that it's not like a work thing where they could do something with those agencies to make people feel safe and trusted? I don't know.
That would have to go back into the.
Yep.
To the planned. Events.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You know, one thing that I was thinking about this summer, like it was different this summer. Like I've always had issues or run into issues with the trail since I live close to it, and gangs at night, like gangs of kids. This year, this summer, I don't know if you noticed it. I didn't see that.
We didn't have any groups coming out of the cove this year that were
Yeah.
problems. We had nothing.
Yeah,
And I mean, there was a couple times I almost called the police because like these kids were swarming at the end. And the one time they were up on the hill drinking at the water plant, and then they come down for it. I didn't see anything like that all summer.
I think that's.
I wondered what was different.
I think it's cyclical.
Well, even the cove, like we didn't have any issues with that I ever heard about.
Not like normal.
No.
I just think that stuff is
Yeah.
cyclical. We might not see it for a couple of years and all of a sudden you get a new group of teenagers.
Yeah.
That their brother did this and they're bragging about this and, you know, they do the shadow stuff.
So on to the what opportunities exist for the OPP to engage with our local youth.
We just named about 7.
Well, they like Bridgeview School. It's the only school we have.
and the daycare.
The daycare, yeah. Our high schools are in the city, so
Again, we also have Point Minor. They could do something with Point Minor.
Yes,
yeah,
We also have like
Spirit
again.
Day.
Yeah.
Make a visit. Again, they need to know about it. So
Exactly.
they know that it's happening, they'll attend.
yeah,
They work through Optimus and the activities that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Spirit Day again? It's this month, 15?
yeah.
15?
Maybe we can send a note to
Yeah,
Ross and just say if you have any officers that want to walk
come and
through.
do a walkthrough. I
Yeah.
think they came last year
I think they might have,
and
yeah.
did a walkthrough.
Because I'll tell you when, like, so there's a couple kids that play whose parents are OPP officers, and when
Yeah.
they attend a game, like people like to see,
Yeah,
even though they stand in the corner and
And they're
Yeah.
dressed.
yeah, they're in
Doesn't
uniform and
matter.
they're there and they're ready to serve. And I think it's great when parents there. So
yeah,
Tell them that's never OPP are coming to the appreciation week that night. You have to go to Spirit Day that day to get their dinner.
yeah, right.
How's that sound?
Yeah, that's right. It's the same day.
what was the other youth group? I put Point Reminder Hockey
You said daycare.
Take care.
and I put daycare, yeah.
And
But-
St. Clair Child Youth.
Yeah. I put Point Edward Optimist Club have the motto Friends of Youth and are a good reason. St. Clair Child and Youth, Bridgeview School, and Point Edward Learning
Right.
Center. And then the Point Reminder Hockey.
Because I don't think we have any anything like brownies or
There's no
anything.
scouts anymore.
No.
Whenever
I-
Dave's not. He's still a scout leader, but he's not.
Yeah, but not, there's
Yeah.
not for Point Edward
Get
Day.
brownies?
No, it's signing.
Hmm.
And they're not called brownies. My granddaughter goes, she's a member.
Oh,
They sell Girl Guide cookies, but they're not called brownies.
Oh.
I don't get it, but
So what else? Is there anything that's more youth
Yeah.
driven in this community? I guess there's not. And we are elderly based sort of community.
don't put it away.
Yeah.
We are, but
It's present company, except.
Yeah, the Optimists, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what programs they do.
Yeah, I know, there are a lot
So
of
much
mottos,
for-
Friends of Youth, but it's how much youth
Well,
stuff they actually
they
do.
used to do youth golf.
Yeah,
Well, that Dave Ash used to run that.
we used to run T-ball and 2-pitch and
yeah.
all kinds of stuff. Anyway, okay, so that is what I have as the end of our list. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to see added to this report?
Councilor Mondu sent in a couple things. You remember what they were at all? I think we covered off most of them. One was traffic, one was noise. I think that's about it, really.
Noise.
Noise of the traffic going down Michigan Avenue.
I actually have to say, even this year, I didn't find noise as bad as it has been in past years. Like I found, because we live right coming out of Cantero Park,
Again, cold.
right? And I found foot traffic for people down. I found driving. You got your annoying people that go over that speed bump and rev and go. You're always gonna have
Yeah.
whatever. I think that with the new corner at Ice Cream Galore with all those things, I think it's slowed traffic right down because I don't know about people, but I drive up and I'm like, oh my God, is someone coming? Is because you're afraid to
Yep.
whatever. So I think like people now almost stop when they get to that corner because they don't know how to proceed or what's happening. I don't know.
There was an improvement on my street. Like every summer, we have cars that it's in the middle of the night that drive down Fort and do the loop down to the lake and then go around
we
and go
covered
to the
all
river. It was less
think
this
so,
year.
yeah.
There's still the odd one, but not what I've seen in the past.
So all Tim's were, we spoke of all of
Yeah,
Tim's
no,
one way
we'll
or
wait
another,
up to
so
it.
they're captured.
Well, see, that's why they got such a good committee.
Yes. And we also pre-read his.
He does suggest a community safety zone
Oh,
in
yes.
the Michigan Ave, kind of from, he doesn't say, but basically from St. Clair to Livingston.
Community safety zones are cool.
I have to tell you, I think all those bump outs have,
Created that
it'll be
zone.
interesting to see because I think the bump outs automatically did it. And it's gonna be interesting to see this winter, how many people smash into those bump outs when there's snow. And what the snow plows face as far as issues trying to plow with those bump outs. It's gonna be interesting.
They'll be fine.
And there's
How are they
people
gonna
that
remove
saying
snow?
that it
We
didn't
have-
slow
we have
traffic
small-
down.
We have pickup trucks with plows and everything. Pardon me?
There's people saying that
I know.
that didn't slow traffic down.
Yeah.
It slowed me down.
Yeah.
I know, and you already said that. When I drive down St. Clair Street, I'm slower.
And the whole design is
Yeah.
it's all optical, right? It's
Yeah.
like, if the road's narrow, you automatically are paying more attention because you're worried about hitting the guy coming
Yeah.
at you.
And
But if it's a
it's
big
all
wide
new.
road, you got all the room in the world, you go as fast as you want.
I just go back to the fact that we don't know what 50, when you're sitting on your front porch, you don't know what 50 kilometers an hour looks like.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the word optics is very descriptive in this section.
Yeah.
Because I've been driving up Victoria Ave, people yelling at me to slow down and I'm going 50.
That's me yelling at you.
I don't speed up Victoria, ever. People going, slow down. I'm like, "Well,
You save that for Alexandra. Yeah.
Your street, go by your house. Just joking, I don't know if I'm being videotaped right now or whatever, but anyway. Okay, so those were issues that we had that we needed to address. Is there any other issues that we need to address? Okay,
When does Ross need this? Like today?
he has to have it submitted by Monday.
So with the board's blessing, I'll take it home.
Okay.
I'll format it up. I'll send it out to all of us. And then if we like an hour after I send it, if there's any major
I'll make
issues.
the original motion that we pass it after we all see it and approve it.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. And then we'll get it to Ross. If that's
I'm gonna
it.
tell you right now, I'm gonna be out on calls and I'm going down to Walpole. I have no cell service, so I approve what you say because I.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
more
like-
like rubber stamping.
And I've been reading back a lot of
Yeah.
what's there.
Yeah.
Read it back.
There's no
Yeah.
surprises.
It's transparent.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll get that out to everybody.
Okay, so can I have a motion to adjourn this? Our next police service board meeting is on November the 27th at 9:30 in the morning. Thank you, Lou. Perfect. Okay,
Okay,
there you go, Bev.
thank you. That's
Jim, have
perfect.
you shut us off the air yet?
Oh, no.